What if I told you some cars cost more than private islands, and you'll probably never see one in real life? These aren't just vehicles, they're moving masterpieces built for billionaires and royalty. Machines engineered with over 1,000 horsepower, wrapped in carbon fiber and hand-stitched leather. Some were built in pairs. Some were built once. Each one exists in a world far removed from ordinary roads. Tonight, we're counting down the cars so expensive. Number 10, Bugatti La Voiture Noire. When Bugatti revealed the La Voiture Noire in 2019, it didn't arrive with dramatic wings or futuristic gimmicks. At first glance, it looked like an elegant, elongated Chiron dressed in deep black carbon fiber. Subtle, understated, almost restrained. But this car was never about visual noise. It was a tribute, a modern interpretation of the legendary Type 57 SC Atlantic, one of the rarest pre-war automobiles ever built. And with a reported price of around $18 million before taxes, it quietly became one of the most expensive new cars ever sold. Beneath its sculpted body sits Bugatti's 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine, producing 1,479 horsepower and 1,180 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent to all four wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, launching the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 2.4 seconds. The performance is otherworldly, yet the La Voiture Noire was designed less as a track weapon and more as a rolling piece of automotive art. It is heavy. It is complex. And servicing it is an event in itself. But that's the paradox of extreme luxury, when engineering becomes sculpture. In many ways, this car represents the point where transportation ends and legacy begins. Number 9, Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. At first glance, the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta almost looks unfinished. There's no conventional roof. The rear wheels are partially covered. The windshield is dramatically shortened. It feels like a concept car that somehow escaped into reality. Only 3 were ever made. Created to celebrate Horacio Pagani's own 60th birthday, the HP Barchetta is powered by a naturally aspirated 7.3-liter V12 sourced from AMG. It produces around 789 horsepower and revs with a mechanical purity that modern turbocharged hypercars often lack. 0 to 60 arrives in roughly 3 seconds, accompanied by a sound that feels more symphony than engine. The Zonda platform itself dates back to the late 1990s, and some critics argue that its core structure is aging. It lacks the digital sophistication of newer hypercars. There are no hybrid systems, no active aero theatrics. But that's precisely the point. This car feels analog in a digital world, raw carbon fiber, exposed hardware, and an engine that demands your full attention. It may not have the latest technology, but it has something rarer, emotional permanence. Number 8, Rolls-Royce Boat Tail. If you saw it casually parked along a coastline, you might mistake it for a refined, elongated Rolls-Royce convertible with unusual rear styling. Elegant, yes. But dramatic? Not immediately. Then the rear deck opens. The boat tail is less a car and more a bespoke experience on wheels. Inspired by 1930s coach-built designs and luxury yachts, its rear compartment unfolds to reveal a hosting suite, complete with champagne refrigerator, custom cutlery, and a parasol system engineered to perfection. Under the hood sits a twin-turbocharged 6.75-liter V12 producing around 563 horsepower. Performance is smooth rather than aggressive, with 0 to 60 in approximately 5 seconds. This isn't about speed. It's about presence. With a price reportedly near $28 million, it stands among the most expensive new cars ever commissioned. Critics might argue it offers no radical performance innovation. And they would be right. Because its innovation lies in personalization, the idea that a car can be tailored so completely that it becomes an extension of its owner's identity. Sometimes exclusivity is the ultimate luxury. Number 7, Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. The Lamborghini Veneno Roadster doesn't try to look normal. In fact, it almost looks fictional, sharp edges, exaggerated aero fins, and an absence of traditional design softness. When it debuted, many questioned whether it was beautiful or simply extreme for the sake of attention. Based on the Aventador platform, the Veneno Roadster houses a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 producing 740 horsepower. 0 to 60 arrives in about 2.9 seconds, with a top speed exceeding 220 miles per hour. Carbon fiber dominates the structure, keeping weight relatively low despite its visual aggression. The interior feels familiar to Aventador owners, which for some raised concerns about value considering its multi-million-dollar price tag. But the Veneno was never meant to redefine daily usability. It was created to celebrate Lamborghini's 50th anniversary, a rolling expression of the brand's most dramatic instincts. Sometimes a car isn't meant to blend in. It's meant to challenge what we think a car should look like. Number 6, Mercedes-Maybach Accelerio. At first glance, the Maybach Accelerio looks like a large, somewhat unconventional luxury coupe. Long hood. Broad stance. Dark paint. It doesn't scream hypercar. Yet it was built for a singular purpose, to test high-speed tires for Fulda, a German tire manufacturer. Power comes from a twin-turbocharged 5.9-liter V12 producing around 690 horsepower and 752 pound-feet of torque. Despite weighing over 5,800 pounds, it can reach 60 miles per hour in about 4.4 seconds and achieve a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Only one exists. Its design is polarizing. Some find it elegant. Others see it as overly heavy and imposing. But its rarity and unique origin story turned it into a legend. It reminds us that sometimes the most expensive cars aren't built for customers, they're built to prove a point. Number 5, Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. Under bright sunlight, the Trevita appears almost white, but look closer, and you'll see something extraordinary. Koenigsegg developed a diamond weave carbon fiber finish, embedding resin-coated fibers with a shimmering, reflective surface. Originally planned for 3 units, only 2 were completed due to the complexity of the material. Powered by a 4.8-liter twin-supercharged V8, the CCXR Trevita produces around 1,018 horsepower when running on E85 fuel. 0 to 60 takes approximately 2.9 seconds, and top speed exceeds 250 miles per hour. Early Koenigsegg models were sometimes criticized for interior refinement and low-speed drivability. But in exchange, they offered something raw and uncompromising, a sense that you were piloting a mechanical achievement rather than a luxury appliance. The Trevita isn't just rare. It's a testament to engineering ambition. Number 4, Aston Martin Valkyrie. At first glance, the Valkyrie almost looks skeletal, its body carved away to leave only what aerodynamics demand. Developed in collaboration with Red Bull Racing and Adrian Newey, this car blurs the line between road vehicle and Formula One prototype. Its naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, developed by Cosworth, produces around 1,000 horsepower on its own, with a hybrid system pushing total output beyond 1,100 horsepower. The engine revs to 11,000 revolutions per minute, an astonishing figure for a road-legal car. The interior is tight, minimal, and uncompromising. Entry and exit require effort. Comfort is secondary to performance. Yet that's precisely why it exists. It's not a grand tourer. It's an engineering manifesto, proof that racing technology can coexist with license plates. Number 3, McLaren Speedtail. The Speedtail doesn't look aggressive. It looks streamlined. Long, smooth. Almost serene. But beneath that elegant silhouette lies McLaren's hybrid powertrain derived from the P1. A twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 paired with an electric motor produces 1,035 horsepower. 0 to 186 miles per hour takes just 12.8 seconds, faster than many hypercars reach 124 miles per hour. Its central driving position recalls the iconic McLaren F1, placing the driver literally at the heart of the machine. Some enthusiasts wished for more dramatic styling, something louder. But the Speedtail chooses subtlety over spectacle. It whispers its performance rather than shouting it. Number 2, Bugatti Mistral. As the final road-going Bugatti to use the legendary W16 engine, the Mistral carries historical weight. It may resemble an open-top Chiron at first glance. Familiar proportions. Recognizable curves. But its significance lies in its farewell. With 1,577 horsepower from the quad-turbocharged 8.0-liter W16, it is one of the most powerful roadsters ever built. 0 to 60 happens in roughly 2.4 seconds. It is both celebration and closure, the end of an era defined by mechanical excess. Few engines in automotive history have been as ambitious as the W16. And the Mistral ensures it exits with dignity. Number 1. Rolls-Royce La Rose Noire Drop Tail. At first glance, it appears elegant, refined, almost understated. But the La Rose Noire Drop Tail is among the most expensive cars ever commissioned, reportedly exceeding $30 million. Inspired by the black Baccarat Rose, its design includes intricate wood inlays composed of over 1,600 individual pieces, forming a flowing petal pattern across the rear deck. Power comes from a twin-turbocharged V12 producing around 593 horsepower. Performance is effortless rather than explosive. Critics might argue that for its price, it doesn't deliver groundbreaking speed. But speed was never the goal. It is the embodiment of bespoke craftsmanship, where time, materials, and artistry converge into a single creation. And that is the defining theme of this list. These cars are not merely expensive because of horsepower or acceleration. They are expensive because of scarcity. Because of heritage. Because of the ambition required to build something that almost no one will ever experience firsthand. If one of these machines stood out to you, I'd be curious to know which one, and why. Conversations around automotive art are often as fascinating as the cars themselves. And if you enjoy calm, cinematic explorations into the world's most extraordinary machines, consider subscribing. There's always another story waiting beneath the surface. Until next time, thank you for watching.